Here we are. Time is about 5:15 local time, on the way to Melbourne.
Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of the Ice Archives. As you can see, from that video just there, I was recently interstate. I went interstate to Melbourne on the weekend just gone, so the weekend of the 23rd of September. I attended PSL Spring, so that was a lot of fun. Yes, early start on Saturday morning. It like I'm used to getting up early and all that sort of stuff, so it's actually quite handy for me to be only living in Adelaide and it being like a 50-minute flight there and an hour and a bit flight back. So to have it like set up the way it is, so I can fly in the morning, first flight out at like 6:15, I think the flight is 5:15 at the airport. So yeah, about 6:15 the first flight. Um, Fly into Melbourne, get some coffee, some breakfast, and walk to the event, and still have an hour and a bit to warm up. It's pretty much ideal, really. It means you don't have to fly in on the Friday, have to get a day off work or whatever. So in my situation, it works perfectly. So shout out to Probe for that. And having it starting at 11, I feel the best time. So it does allow us to come in on a Saturday morning if we feel that's what we want to do. So yeah, but now talking about the LAN itself. So uh, got there at I think just after 10. Got set up. Brackets got released, and last time I was in Melbourne for a LAN, I ended up coming up against Faz in the upper bracket, and he knocked me down in a close 2-1 series. I remember it being pretty close, but he knocked me down, and I remember thinking I didn't know if Faz was going to be at this LAN or not, and I was thinking to myself, well, if I get him, I want to get revenge. I feel like that series in particular, last time I was in Melbourne, was one that I thought I could have improved upon. So to get him first up in the bracket, I was pretty excited. I mean, I was worried, of course. Like, obviously he's a decent player, and um, I don't know how to say it really. I was more looking forward to the challenge than scared of losing or whatever. I was just hyped to get another shot at him, hyped to get some revenge. So yeah, he was my first opponent and ended up losing the first map too. Um, which put me on the back foot too. I went down 0-1 again with a build that's been working a lot for me on ladder really, and I feel I should have won that game pretty quickly. And I ended up fluffing the engagement pretty hard, and he was doing some damage with his opening, and sort of delayed a few things. But I still felt like my engagement, if I did it better, I could have won that game straight off the bat. So game two, I sort of resort back to my shenanigans when I'm behind in a series. Sometimes I'll do this if I feel like it's going to work, and um, it gave me an opening, something I didn't know Faz was weak against. And to be honest, if I had have known he was weak against it, I probably would have opened with it because the first map was better for the build. So game two, I went for a proxy double robo, and it was an interesting response from him. Um, Showed his inability to hold it, I reckon, and it really opened my eyes for the third game too. So he ended up not holding it. I win game two. We go into game three, and I look like I'm opening the same way, but I hide my third pylon. I mean, hide my second pylon just behind his third somewhere, trying to get him to overreact. He didn't really overreact. I mean, he just built his CC on the high ground and a little bit of a delay, but there wasn't anything sneaky coming out of me. I put my Nexus down just a little bit late, got faster gas, ended up going for um, some pretty big gateway timing because he pushed with he done the same build he did game one, and I ended up deflecting it and then going back and getting some damage done. And I just remember at that time I seen that I'd got a fair whack of damage done, like not just a little bit. I got a fair whack done, and I thought I could kill him. So a few more gates went down, and Templar Archives, and I was able to finish him off. So it was good to get down there and get the first series win. And I was actually pretty happy to knock him off. We're actually casted by a Russian caster too. That's pretty funny. And there are a few things in there, and he's like, oh, like you could hear he was speaking Russian the whole time. You got blink, and he said blink DTs in English, and he goes back to speaking Russian, and he like, and he'd say supply block. He's talking about me because I was supply block, and we all know what I'm like when it comes to that. I get a little bit angry, but yeah, it was pretty funny just hearing another like a Russian caster and then just say English words and go straight back into Russian, and yeah, it was quite fun to watch that VOD. From Faz, I moved on to another Terran, and it was Seether, and obviously he's one of the best players in Australia, and probably one of the best players, if not, yeah, definitely in top three in the region. So, um, obviously big challenge, and game one, this series was casted by Probe Azure, I reckon. Game one was probably my best game I've ever played against Sheldon or Seether. He's he's a player I obviously don't match up against a lot, being where we are in terms of skill and all that sort of stuff. So to be able to nearly take a game off him, just like it was actually pretty close to happening. If I make one or two different decisions, yeah, I could definitely have seen that game going my way. And game two, I got build order lost pretty hard. I went for a Nexus first, and he was proxying a barracks in a factory. So, and a cybernetics core was late trying to hold it. So it didn't really work out for me. That series, I was really proud with game one, and I got some compliments on Twitter from a few people. So it would have been nice to actually finish out that game. It's a bit disappointing that I didn't do it, but the fact of the matter that I can take it up to him with in a game is it's nice to see that I'm improving, because I wouldn't have been able to do that 2 or 3 months ago. So the hype's there. Trust the process, I guess. So we got knocked down to the lower bracket. And we had a bit of a wait. I ended up getting some lunch and stuff, and just waiting, talking to a lot of people. Eugene rocked up, the manager from Blizzard, who is now running StarCraft. I think he said it was Heroes. Yeah, he did. He said it was Heroes on. He's now doing the hero side of things too. So it's cool to talk to him and talk to a lot of people that I hadn't had a chance to talk to yet, because obviously I've been playing the whole time. And yeah, it was just pretty much just going out there and doing talking and shit like that. So then there was this guy, actually. I gotta tell you this. So we're all set up in rows. I think it's about a 5 or 6, and then there's a small separate group of computers further off down to this team. It was my right on the day, so yeah. On the camera, it looks like I'm pointing to the left, but that is my right. Trust me. And this guy said full Richmond get up. So I thought he was actually going to the MCG, and he's just staying at the Net Cafe just to kill some time or something. And we get in there, and he was a bit vocal when we first got there, and then he started playing League of Legends, and he's obviously on comms with someone. And oh my god, oh, this guy. I'd have my headphones on, I have my music playing, I'm in game, and I'm tapping away, I'm focusing on this game. And out of nowhere, I just hear him yell, "What the fuck? This hero sucks! I can't use my ultimate, I can't do any damage! What the fuck? What the fuck?" And just... I just remember, Pox was sitting next to me, he started laughing, and I can't remember who else was there. There was someone else just behind me, it might have been Ace. Was sitting nearby, and I just started laughing, I couldn't help it. In the middle of my game versus Ether, I'm just sitting there laughing like, what the... And yeah, definitely funny. Like, he just kept going off too, like, and just kept saying different shit over and over again. So it was, yeah, a bit of fun. Anyway, so after lunch, I had some lunch, which was sausage sizzle. Not a Bunnings sausage sizzle, just a nice Zen Gaming Lounge sausage sizzle. No. I ended up playing Zeph. I haven't played Zeph before, and I didn't know where she was at skill level or whatever, and she actually surprised me game one. I went for a 3-star gate Oracle, which is my normal PvZ, and I normally just, especially over Zergs that are like diamond or lower, I normally just roll over them, and Zeph actually surprised me. She was holding it for a while there, I was getting a little bit worried, but I was able to come out on top in that game, and then game two I got a bit cheeky and became a bit of a bully. I went for a charge lot all in, so that was a game that put me into the top 8. So 4 series down and 2 and 2. No, 2 and 1 going into the top 8, and end up playing against Chase, who ex-teammate on Sif, and always someone who I seem to run into at PSLs or LANs or WCS. It's always Chase or yours. And once again, Chase is the one I run into, and he ended my run, ended my LAN. So I tried a few different things. I tried a Soul Train build, and I thought it was working, and then I just couldn't get the damage done. A few banelings rolled in, and things went boom. And game two, I was just like, well, I was sort of out of ideas. So I went for one of my older style shenanigans with a Forge first, and went to cannon rush him, but he was already prepared. So I took a hidden base, went for blink DTs, and just hoped for the best, I guess, and it didn't work. So then Chase took me out 0-2, so that was the end of my LAN. Came 7th, 8th. I mean, top 8 sounds better, I guess, but yeah, that was the LAN pretty much summed up. I got to cast a few games, which is pretty cool, even though it was TVT, and my knowledge of TVT is quite abysmal. So I casted with Hut and Craig, so that was pretty fun. Massive shout out to Nick or Hut for winning the LAN. That was good on him. He finally broke through. Just want to say I predicted it in my interviews. I predicted it. I said he'd win. I got it. I said it. Yep, that's it. I'm a god. Yeah. He's actually pretty convincing. He was really good on the day. So congratulations to Nick. And yeah, it was quite a fun LAN, and that's where it only just got started. After the LAN, the money gets obviously got handed out there, and then ceremony, pretty cool. And then we went for a trundle out to a Korean barbecue place. I can't remember the name of it, but it was right near GG Easy Bar. So props to Runamuck for finding a good enough venue that was easy enough to walk to. I mean, if I can walk to it, anyone can fucking walk to it. So yeah. So we went there. We booked a table for 8:30, and the people that were where we were supposed to be weren't leaving. So we ended up going across to GG Easy Bar, having a few drinks, and waiting for the table to free up. So we went back across, and everybody knows what happens at KBBQ after a LAN. Soju goes out, and we drink, we eat food, and it's after LAN parties. Well, it's not even a party really. It's just after LAN hangs, and it is sick. It's probably the best part about LAN is after the LAN, after you've all been shit talking each other all day, to be able to sit down and have a good laugh and all that sort of stuff. It is good, and Soji's also pretty good, as you'll see in a photo that's coming up. So yeah, Soji's fun. Let's just put it that way. What else was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say about Soji. This time I didn't end up trying to fall down hills and roll down hills. Last time I had Soju in Brisbane. We were at Brisbane LAN, and Insano parked his car down a hill, and I think I had 3 or 4 bottles of Soju and made myself attached to Moonglade. Probably. Ended up walking, or we were on our way back to Matt's car, and I nearly fell down the hill 3 or 4 times, so I didn't get to do it this time. So thank God for that. After food, we went and we went back to GG Easy Bar, actually. That's right. And I remember bits of it. I mean, I wasn't that bit. I was pissed, but I wasn't like, I don't remember anything drunk. I remember we got in there, and it was pretty chockers, but Josh knew the bartender. We got a few jugs of beer, and we were just sitting around the table. And out of the corner of my eyes, I seen Sif Jews. Should be Juve, and he used to correct the people all of the time, but it is Jews now, because he just got sick of correcting people. And someone that I don't follow LoL a lot. In fact, I really don't follow League at all, except for when Sin is playing. And I don't. The only reason it is because of his Twitter. I found his Twitter funny. I found a few of his videos online funny, and yeah, I've got a soft spot for Sin in League of Legends. So to see the alpha male himself, the 6'5" beast, sitting there having a drink was pretty cool. I got to have a bit of a chat with him when I could. So yeah, got a photo with him as well. You'll see coming up, and yeah, so that was pretty cool. Massive shout out to Eddie. I stayed with Eddie on the Saturday night. He was my designated driver. Well, he drove himself home, but he drove me, looked after me, made sure I had somewhere to stay. So that was pretty cool. Or pretty cool. It was awesome of him. He's got a sick cat too. That cat's nice and like it's affectionate and it's pretty cool. It's like yeah, loves cuddles. Um, and then he wakes me up. We wake up in the morning to go. It's an early flight home, and I'd had about 3 or 4 hours sleep. I had my phone on charge, and the PowerPoint wasn't quite close enough to the couch, so I was talking to a friend of mine back here in Adelaide, and I ended up passing out on his floor next to the phone chargers, and I woke up with the cat snuggled right up next to me, trying to keep me warm. So that was cool. And yes, I did. I actually passed out on his floor, so that's quite funny. Anyway, woke up at 6 o'clock with the alarm, and I'm just sitting there waiting for Eddie to say, "Yeah, let's go." And he comes and he has a shower, and as we're getting out, he brings out a Powerade and he goes, "Look, you you don't look flashy on a Powerade." Look, just things like that. That is so good because I was so dehydrated. I was so hungover. Wow, my camera moved. I was feeling the effects, man. I was not in a good way, and then yeah, got a Powerade and made the flight home a little bit easier. A guy next to me was at the footy, the massive Richmond game the night before, and he hadn't got much sleep. He'd been drinking a lot, and he's sitting there. We're both bobbing away. We're both seedy on the way home, and we're coming into Adelaide, and we hit a whole heap of turbulence coming through the clouds. So we're left and right. We're rocking, and it's just shaking. The whole plane's shaking. I haven't actually seen that or felt that amount of turbulence in a long time. And as we're coming down, it's going left and right, and we're shaking like full on shaking. I'm jiggling everywhere, just like I'm jiggling everywhere. I'm holding the seat too, because even with the seatbelt on, I was still left and right a fair bit. And then he had a newspaper from Melbourne, and he picked it up, and I looked at him, and he's like, "I'm gonna yak." This is as we're coming down, as the plane's shaking. All the flight attendants are sitting down, getting ready. We're literally about to land, and he couldn't hold it in. As soon as the plane hit, like it hit, and you could feel it hit, and he was starting to slow. We were starting to slow down. Plane's still rocking left and right. He's got a bag. It's going all over the back of the seat. Oh, didn't get it on me, so I gave him props for that. And I feel sorry for the lad, just yakking it all up on the way down. So yeah, interesting land experience, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I'll show you the video, a few photos now, and then after the photos, I'll tell you what's going to happen in the next vlog and a little sneak announcement too. So yeah. So we're back after having a look at those photos. First photo is after the land, a group of us together just having a nice photo. I'm trying to think who it is. It's Hut, Insano, Runamuck, myself, Chase, Craig, and Sheldon, or Caesar. There's the picture of the soju, as I was talking about. This is post soju. I remember we're doing shots for Fenner and T-Gun to come back to StarCraft, and when we were doing the one for Fenner, I had about this much left in the soju bottle. And I remember looking at Pox, who was sitting just there, and I said, "Do you reckon I can skull this?" And he's like, "Don't do it." And then so we were doing the shot. On the video on Eugene's Twitter, you can see me, and I finish off the bottle, and then I no, and you just hear this noise in the background, and it's me shaking the bottle, just celebrating. And it's not something you should celebrate about, but yeah, I do remember that. So in the soju photo, we had myself, Eugene, and Azure at the front, and at the back there was Death, Insano, Caesar, and Chase. And in that last photo is myself and the alpha male, Juves. So yeah, as I said before, it was pretty cool to catch up with or meet Juves for the first time. He's a sick bloke, absolute chill of a bloke. So yeah, pretty cool to catch up, see him, and yeah. So now, keep an eye on Downfall, especially on our Twitter. We have something coming. There's going to be a few teams that will be announcing things soon too, I dare say. So there is something coming. So make sure you are peeled to Downfall's Twitter. I have been promoted. Well, promoted. I've been made manager of Blizzard at Downfall. When I say manager of Blizzard, I mean StarCraft, and eventually down the track, if we are to move into other games, then I will be the manager for them too. So, at the moment, I am the manager of the StarCraft team, and you're all like, "Oh, Jamie, there's only one person." That's for now. That's about to change. So, I'm player and manager for the StarCraft team on Downfall. So, as I said, keep your eyes peeled. There is stuff coming, and I'm actually really excited for it. And I can't wait for it to be released into the public. But we have to be patient. We do have to wait. So, um, in the next vlog, I will be talking about this announcement that's coming. I will be and I'll be updating you on all Downfall sort of stuff as well. So the next vlog will probably be the end of October. I'm going to be keeping a month to month because it gives me more to talk about too. Yeah, since the last vlog actually, there was an ANZ Cup. We don't need to talk about that because I didn't do much in that. I lost my first series to Vivid. Went down to a lower bracket, got a walkover. Because Wally, that's it. It was Wally gave me a walkover because he had to go back to study. So. Ended up making top 8, I think, or top 16, I think it was, for ANZ Cup, and I didn't even win a series, so that's pretty funny. What a meme, because then I lost the next match anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is that I'm going to update. Massive shout out to Probe, massive shout out to Zen Gaming Lounge, and massive shout out to Eddie for all the support they had at LAN, and massive shout out to Downfall for keeping on supporting me, and I'm loving it here, so I'm actually, yeah, I'm really happy. And can't wait for my next vlog. So thanks, guys. Keep an eye on Downfall. We have a giveaway going on right now. So if you want to enter it, there's still 3 days left as of today. All you have to do is follow Downfall on Twitter and retweet the giveaway tweet, and you'll go in the running to win a Downfall jersey, a $20 Blizzard gift card, or a Steam gift card, and a CS:GO skin. Something so easy. And you get a decent skin, a nice voucher, and one of these fucking sick ass jerseys. These jerseys are amazing. They even make me look semi decent if that's even possible. So yeah, alright, so make sure you do that. Like Downfall on Twitter, retweet or follow Downfall on Twitter, retweet that giveaway tweet, and you will go in the running. And even if you don't want to go in the running, follow Downfall on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. And yeah, stay frosty, and I'll see you boys on the flip side later.